Thank you for joining us. Today, we will look at two different experiments. We'll be doing bath bombs as well as exfoliators. And we'll start with the exfoliator in this experiment. So the first thing you'll need is lime juice, tea tree oil, sea salt, almond oil, cups and spoons, and measuring cups. It's important to note that if you think that you should use different oils because of allergies, please feel free. Definitely do some background research on the oil. So first you want to add your salt. The salt is going to be the base of your exfoliator. You can also use sugar here. It's important to tell students not to eat the sugar, salt, any of that. Do not want to consume any of it. And so then you'll add your almond oil or your first oil. And if you need a little bit more, please feel free to add and adjust the experiment as necessary. And from there, you'll add your second oil, which in this case will be our tea tree oil. Again, if you find that you need additional oil, please feel free to adjust the experiment as necessary. And for this, we didn't really use a measuring cup. It had a filter on it, and so just be mindful of that. And then you'll add your lime, and this will bring about a beautiful fragrance of lime. You can use any other fragrance that you like, lemon, strawberry fragrance, any of those good things. And then you'll want to stir. So you want all the ingredients to mix well together. You may need to add, again, a few more droplets of something. Maybe you want more lime, and that's perfectly okay. But you'll stir it, mix it together until it's of a consistency that's comfortable for you. But you don't want it too watery, and you don't want it too dry. And so as scientists, we have to go back to the drawing board sometimes and add a couple more drops of something. And so we're going to add a few more drops of almond oil. And again, this is your preference. And we're going to mix it together. And now we have our exfoliator, and that will be made to our preference. If you want students to have a more wet exfoliator, just remember add or subtract. And moving on, we'll be making bath bombs. And we use a pre-made bath bomb kit here. You can find them in Walmart for about $13. And so there's a bath bomb mix already pre-mixed. And then there's baking soda. We have mica coloring. We have the fragrance. And you'll also need water. And they give us a bath bomb mold. And you'll also need a bowl and some measuring cups and of course a spoon for mixing. So let's get started. So you'll take your bowl and you will add in the appropriate measurements of the baking soda and the bath bomb mixture. It's important to note here that the measurements may vary based on if you are using a pre-made mix such as this, or if you are using the directions in our lesson to make a homemade bath bomb from scratch. This makes it easier to deliver to students. And so you'll use the pre-measured measurements. And you always want to mix your dry ingredients, just like baking, your dry ingredients first. Also, remember this might get messy, so just have some paper towels or wipes on standby, especially for your youth. So then you want to combine all those ingredients. So you just mix them together like so. And again, it will get messy, so just be on standby for that. It's okay. And that mess was cleaned. Try to clean up as you go. It'll save you a lot of time. And once you have all of your dry ingredients mixed well and mixed thoroughly together, then you can add in your mica powdering. And this will just change the color to whatever your preferred color is. In our homemade bath bomb recipe, you add in food coloring. And we chose pink, or the orange-ish, pinkish color. And you just mix all of those together. Again, you want to mix it thoroughly. Make sure all your dry ingredients are mixed well. And you know what? Why not add a little bit of yellow to that? Brighten it up. And again, this is a pre-made kit, so it'll save you a lot of time. And you just mix it together. Again, dry ingredients always go first, just like in baking. And you'll come out with a beautiful color. And we have a beautiful orangish, yellow, bright, exuberant, exciting color. Very vibrant. Try to get all those nooks and crannies. And then you'll add your fragrance. You go drip drop, just a few. You want it to smell good. And we'll mix. If it creates lumps, just try to break them down and try to get it really mixed in there really good. And we're going to add just a few more drops because we can't really smell it. And we want it to smell absolutely beautiful. We're going to keep adding. And again, you want to mix it together. If you run into any lumps, any bumps, any clumping together of the dry ingredients, just again make sure that you are breaking them down. And then you're going to add your water slowly but surely, which is why we use the measuring cup spoon to kind of just start mixing it together. We're adding it very slowly. If you add it too fast, it'll start to foam. And you'll start to get the reaction of the baking soda and all that good stuff. And it'll kind of make it hard for your bath bombs to get into the mold. So again, we're adding it slowly using a small baby measuring cup. And you keep adding it very slowly because you want to ensure that none of the reactants start reacting. And it kind of helps us prevent craziness. And so that's what you want to ensure that students know, is that like the slower the better, because your product will react. And that's why we are moving very slowly when it comes to adding the water, because we do not want it to react. So it should be like a sand-like consistency, and that'll help you make your bath bombs. If you need more water, please feel free to add water. But again, we want to go slow, low and slow. It will get messy. So you're going to then fit your bath molds, your bath bomb molds. You want to get them as tight as possible. Again, it should be a sand-like consistency, but not like kinetic sand, which has a wet feel to it. It shouldn't feel super wet. And you want to just pack as much as you can in there on both ends. And we're packing it, just making sure that it is stuffed and it's not reacting. And you see it's not reacting, which is A++, awesome, awesome. If it does react, you may need to restart the entire thing over if it's if it's reacting too much, or it turned into like a soft, wet sand. And again, this is messy. Do not be afraid to make a mess. Science gets messy, and that is perfectly okay. Okay, just enough to fill our mold. And so from there, you'll close your mold and you'll give it time to dry. And after you've given it ample time to dry, so that can be anywhere from an hour to a couple days, depending on how much time you have with your children or your youth. And so this is our finished product. After about an hour, is that we do have a bath bomb. Whoop, whoop. And that is our bath bomb. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this and others that we know you'll enjoy. Do you have an idea for a seminar or a webinar that you would love to see NCCAP cover? Well, comment below or check out our website at www.ncafterschool.org.